Hey guys, and welcome back to the Gone for 10 show. In this episode, we're here to bring you yet another Queensland derby, which is seeming to become something that we say weekly at this stage of the season already. But this will be the final game of Super Saturday. It's going to come at you live from Cbus Super Stadium from 7:35 p.m. We're going to have the Gold Coast Titans, who are on the screen, taking on the Brisbane Broncos. Now, the Broncos, since the Titans did come into this comp, have definitely had the rub of the green against their little brothers. They are currently sitting at 23 wins, with the Titans only winning 10 in their short 33-game history against one another. Now, for the Titans, they are coming off a sloppy but a very important win versus the Dragons, where they were able to bounce back from that heartache of the Ben Hunt try very late to score a try in the dying minutes of their own, which did mean they got the 2 points. Now, we do have some changes. There were a few injuries from that lineup. Obviously, quite notably, Kieran Foran does come back into the starting lineup. I think that is the experience that the Titans need, especially if they are going to battle against the Broncos side, who has been flying so far this year. You've got Jaden Campbell, Cam Pereira, Brian Kelly, Aaron Shook, Philip Sammy, Kieran Foran, Tanner Boyd, Moeka Fatuaki, Chris Randall, Big Tino, David Fafita, Joe Stimson, Isaac Liu, Cruz Lehman, Aaron Clark, Joe Vuna, Isaac, brother of Tino, and Klese Haas. Now, yes, this is a side that when you do read out some of these names, you do have a lot of, I guess, young players still. You've still got Jaden Campbell, you've still got Cam Pereira, you've got Tanner Boyd, you've got Chris Randall, you've even got the likes of Tino, who, yes, he is a bit older, but he is still quite young. You've got Klese Haas in that 18th position. You've got Isaac in the 17. You've got Aaron Clark. They do have a lot of young players, and they will rely heavily on the likes of those Kieran Forans, on the likes of those David Fafitas, who might not be the most successful players in their careers so far, but they definitely are those players that can come in, they can steady a ship, they can help you on that motion towards premiership glory, and they definitely have that leader in them that can be that little mongrel that they need to get them across the line. Now, for the Titans, it has been a mixed bag this year. In some games where we thought, okay, they're going to win, like the first time they met the Dragons, they come out and they got absolutely walloped, and we went, what the hell is going on with this side? They then bounced back. They beat Melbourne. They bounced back in the return leg against the Dragons. They knock off the Dragons last week. Although, like we said, they did look sloppy, they were able to overcome, I guess, a bit of heartbreak in the final few minutes. They bounced back. They showed their experience, and they were able to get across the line and get two very healthy competition points. So, good mate of mine is a Titans fan, and I guess the way he keeps putting it is, we don't expect to crack the top 8 this year. We don't expect to crack the top 6, whatever you want to make of it. But as long as we're gradually improving, that's what we're looking for this season. And I think from the Titans, from all accounts, they are gradually improving this season. They still have a lot of kinks and a lot of things to work out over the course of the 2023 season, but I do think they are moving in the right direction. If they can get a little bit more experience into this side, I believe that this team could be a threat in years to come. But let's move on to their opponents. It is the Broncos, and as for the Broncos, it was their first loss of the 2023 season last week when they were upset against the Raiders. Now, they will be looking to bounce back. And although there are minor shuffles in the squad, he's still hugely the same lineup that has had them winning consistently this year. So they do have a strong side. I think last week was a little bit a blip on the radar. The Raiders definitely caught them off guard. They matched them toe-to-toe. They threw in a bit of muscle, and they definitely took the whole NRL by shock, not just the Broncos. But I think common sense with Marty Tapau in that 17, and we will get through the lineup. But after that incident with Rapana, I think common sense did prevail, and it was kind of thrown out saying it was an accident. There was no intent in the contact to his head. So we do hope Rapana is okay, and we're glad to see Marty Tapau in this lineup. But for the remainder of this lineup, you've got Reece Walsh, Jesse Arthurs, Katoni Staggs, Herbie Farnworth, Sulan Cobbo, Ezra Mann, Adam Reynolds, Corey Jensen, Billy Walters, Payne Haas, Kurt Capewell, Jordan Ricky, and Pat Carrigan rounding out the 13, with Corey Pax, Keenan Palacia, Kobe Hetherington, Marty Tapau, and Jordan Pereira in the 18th man position. Now, like we said, this team does sit atop the premiership. At the time of this kickoff, the Panthers, I believe, might have a chance to catch them, but obviously, as it stands head-to-head on games, they do sit top of the ladder on 10 points. They do have 159 points for and 90 against. So they have positive 69, but like we did mention, if the Panthers win the earlier game, they will jump them. So for the Broncos, they're going to have that pressure of, we want to stay at the top of the ladder. We need to continually win. We're scoring points, but we do need to get that against a little bit further down, because as we've seen in the last couple of years, the teams with the best premierships, the teams with the best defenses are those teams that do win premierships. So I think this is going to be a great game. I think it's going to be competitive. I don't think it's going to be as competitive as what Baxter thinks. Now, Baxter has gone the Broncos 1-12. I think the Broncos do win this game. I do think they win the game 13+. But I think for maybe that early part, the 25, 30 minutes, I think the Titans kind of hold in there. They might throw a few shocks. They might score a try or two here or there. But I think the experience of Adam Reynolds, the explosiveness, and the great season he's had so far of Reece Walsh, you then look at that back line. You got Katoni Staggs, you've got Cobbo in there. In the front line, you got Payne Haas, who there was a bit of debate going in the comments about, is Payne Haas worth $1 million? Me, I don't think he needs to take a pay cut. I think he's worth it. Give him the million, give him the bag, let him move on. You've got Pat Carrigan, who was a little bit quiet last week. He'll be looking to step up and make amends. And like I said, you've got Kobe Hetherington, Marty Tapau, you've got Keenan Palacio and Corey Pax, who are looking to make an impact off the bench. So Baxter's gone the Broncos 1-12. I've gone with the Broncos 13+. Let us know in the comments what you think. Do the Broncos get back on track here? Can little brother, the Gold Coast Titans, cause an upset once again and obviously push their way into that top 8 contention? Let us know in the comments below. Hit like, hit subscribe, and we'll be back with Sunday.